Peace and love. I hope you're well. This morning I wanted to do a divine masculine reading in honor of Dr. King's birthday. And not just Dr. King, we're celebrating the divine masculine energy in its highest form, ready to perform acts of service for people in love of spirit, the most high energy. And so we think about Dr. King, we think about Malcolm X, Jimmy Carter, who just passed away. Some of these higher energies that maybe things weren't perfect in their personal lives, right? But what they wanted to do and how they wanted to execute or see themselves in the world, how they wanted to heal and help others, that's the divine or that's the masculine energy operating in its highest form. And the same would be for the feminine energy. There's a lot of talks about toxic male energy, also not realizing that there's toxic female energy as well. And sometimes that's more prevalent, but it's untalked about, you know? But I feel like on these platforms, we deal with the negativity that comes with male and, and especially if you look at tarot, the idea that the masculine energy is here to be a part of a love story and, some type of, you know, play a game in a certain way. When each person comes here as their own spirit being, okay, with their own purpose, their own goal, and their own reason. And so let's look into that energy today. I'm going to use two different dragon cards, and I'll show them to you just in case you're interested. Both are illustrated by Carla Morrow. One is written by her as well. We have the Universal Dragon Oracle and the Dragon Oracle cards. All right, so let's pull one of these first. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have for us today? Thinking about the power of the divine masculine energy as we shift. And things are shifting for us here in the U.S. We're about to move into a new political administration for the next 4 years. And along with that will come some shifts, mainly the majority of them not being on the positive side, okay? But we can always be surprised. We can always be hopeful. But when we're dealing with when we're dealing with the positive side of the divine masculine energy, we're not dealing with fear. We're not dealing with hate. We're not dealing with envy. We're not dealing with greed. Okay, we're just thinking about our spiritual light and our spiritual purpose. Thank you, angels. What message do you have for us today? And I'll just pull one of these. All right, so Crystal Yellow Dragon opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. And that's the key. That's the key to it all. Walking the higher spiritual path. Those things might not bring the immediate glory that you want, the recognition that you want, might not bring the fame and fortune, the money, those things that society tells us that we need in order to succeed. Let me turn up the heat up the back. But it secures your spot in the kingdom, whatever that is for you. Whatever your spiritual kingdom looks like, okay, as we ascend and move to higher dimensions, okay? We talk about that. That's why I'm here. The ascension of the soul, that's what I work on and what I work towards. On the bottom, we have the green dragon. Helps you tune into the secrets of nature. Receive answers and guidance from nature. Align with your divine essence. So mostly anything that you need can be found in nature, okay? That's when you're clearest. That's when your intuition is working at its highest and its finest. That's when you'll hear those messages from your guides. I'm just having my tea. Your ancestors. That's where the Most High energy speaks to us the most in nature. Why? Because that's the closest to creation, closest to Mother, Father, Creator. So we give thanks for that. All right, let's see. It's a blessing to be here, a blessing to be alive. If you're here with me, thank you so much. Spirit, what messages do you have for us today? All right, let's see. Let me give you one more. Service. So Spirit is saying, what service do you offer? The key to a powerful life is being in a state of gratitude, but also you're prepared to do a service for others, a service for mankind, a service for the spiritual community. All right, so we have change perspectives, bliss, and acceptance. All right. Whatever you're thinking, and then on the bottom we have speak your dreams. We'll keep that out. Whatever you're thinking about yourself, change your ideas, right? You're a beautiful person, here to bring about healing and beauty in the world, okay? You wouldn't be here unless that was the case, because that's what we talk about here. Change your perspective on how you've thought about yourself in the past, how others have thought about you, how you've seen your circumstances, right? Make sure that you're speaking your dreams. Before we speak them to others, we have to speak them to ourselves first. So what do you want? What type of vision do you want to bring into the world? What type of service do you want to offer? How can you be of service? One thing that's important to note is that when we come to this planet, we come here already with the codes, okay? The codes that determine spiritual codes, that determine who we are and what we do. What we do is our gift and our talent. For some, it could be speaking, writing, drawing, painting, dancing, whatever. The gift requires no extras, no high office, no high level position, loads of money. Sometimes those things can distract you from the gift. It can close it off. The gift is you in its purest form, uncorrupted, without anything. It's the green dragon. It's the energy of nature. It's who you are in your truest form, without the involvement of others. The gift it speaks from the spirit in an easy fashion, but the thing about it is, because life is so difficult and we're bogged down with so many things, the gift can be piled on, or bricks can pile on the gift. Because ultimately we come here to learn lessons, and sometimes it's not easy to access the gift, because that's the challenge and the nature and the lesson of it all. Will this person be able to realize their gift? Will they be able to realize how important they are? And will they be able to execute it in the real world? Because we live in a world where they would like to tell you that you absolutely mean nothing, and that your words mean nothing, and that your existence means nothing. So we're battling with those things as well. Who's not telling us that? Nature. Because nature just exists without any thought and without any prompting. You don't have to prompt nature to exist. And that's the understanding of the gift, is that it requires no prompts. It does require that you speak to it, all right? If you're in a position, and then we have research underneath it, whatever you're interested in, whatever you want to research, whatever you find your mind drawn to, that's the part of the gift. Because sometimes Spirit will give you those nudges, those things that you want to find out more about. You want to look online, you want to maybe read a book. Those are the gifts trying to reveal themselves, to unearth themselves from under society's expectations, changing your perspective. Bliss. This card is always interesting to me because it says bliss, but this dragon looks like it's going through turmoil. But the idea of not being or not living in fear, because what's fearful for some It's not fear for others. And this dragon is conquering this lightning, and they're enjoying every moment of it. Right? So the idea of not running away from things that are difficult, not running away from your calling, delighting in it, even if it brings somewhat of pain, or even if it feels like you're falling away or crumbling away on the inside, even if things are being wiped out around you. Things could be gone in an instant. We just have we're still in the midst of the wildfires. I send love to all those people, and just love to all of us, but love to those who have lost. But you haven't lost the spirit. We come here baggage free. We don't have anything when we come to this planet. All the valuables that we have and all the valuables that we need are within. We come with a spiritual suitcase. It's up to us to open it up. Also with this bliss comes acceptance. Acceptance of who you are. Acceptance of your calling. Accept the dream that you have for yourself. Accept your true nature. Expansion of the crown chakra only comes with acceptance. If you deal in lies, if you deal in falsehood, if it's in your heart, falsehoods about yourself, if you're holding on to things from the past, it blocks you from accessing your crown properly. The crown is a higher level of knowledge. But the main thing that blocks you from opening the crown is the heart. If you're not loving on yourself properly, if you're not seeing your value and your beauty, you're not going to radiate the light that's required to open up the heart chakra energy. Individuals who operate in fear, greed, and jealousy, they have closed hearts. They only see themselves, and they only see themselves in a distorted fashion because they see power as what it's not. They see power as hard when power can be soft. The divine masculine can be hard or soft. The key to the energy working in its highest form is knowing when to be one or the other. The same for feminine energy as well. We embody both. The burdens that others have placed on you, Spirit is saying change your perspective. You're carrying too much weight. You're carrying the burdens of others. You're carrying the burdens of society. The idea of allowing others to dictate. And is this reading, who is this reading for? It's for the divine masculine energy, but it's for anybody. It's for me. Who's above healing? Who's above knowledge? No one. Innocence. This bliss card. This card here. Delighting in your gifts. Even if they seem to be strange or different or unreachable. It's not even about that. It's just delighting in it. Delighting in who you are. Delighting in your dreams. That's the innocence. That's being in nature. Understanding that things in nature happen just as they happen. You happen just as you happen. And allow yourself to be lighter. Allow yourself to be kid-like. Allow yourself to have wonder, to have, let your imagination open up. Those type of things. Being responsible with your existence, but understanding the power of your existence and who you are and why you are here. Politics. Politics will be politics because people always want money. People always want power. People want to harm and hurt others. People want to see themselves. They want to take their feet in their boots and they want to hold people down. They want to slam on somebody's head and keep it down. Because for some, that's power. But for the majority of us in the spiritual community, the ones who are true, the ones who are real, not some of the people on here and some of the people that exist, but the true ones know that that's not power, that's cowardice, that's fear, that's anxiety, That's the devil energy playing out in the real world. Politics can be the devil energy playing out in the real world. Spirit is saying pay attention. But politics is just not on a broader, larger scale. It's in the workplace. It's in the relationship dynamics. It's all those things. It's big and small. What is politics to you? Politicking or trying to be something that you're not, or trying to fit in with goals, and not goals, but the framework that's been created for you to fit right on in, because society wants you to fit right on into the framework. They want to tell you what they want you to do, and you play that role. That's the thing about this particular dragon, why it's so happy, because maybe for this dragon, nobody else is venturing up here with the lightning. Everybody else is on the ground. They're going to wait it out. But this dragon knows that he can be up there by himself, not worried or burdened by the thoughts and the politics of others. They won't follow him up here. He can have some peace. And while he has some peace, he's delighting in who he is, right? That's the power. To be at peace is actually the power. The world will have us in turmoil, confusion, manipulation, tactics, keep us stuck, ripping and running, going this way, going that way, and ultimately not going anywhere. This dragon said, let me get up out of here, and let me go where other people are not going to go, where other energies won't dare to go. And that's where I'm going to find my delight, and that's where I'm going to find my bliss. Let's give thanks for that energy. We can't be afraid of it. We can't be afraid of leaving others behind. Changing our perspective on the idea of this. This is what they want. They want you to wear a mask, to be hidden, to walk in line, to walk in a group. Everybody walk together, and you turn to the right, and I'll turn to the right. You turn to the left. You know what I'm saying. Also, be careful of dealing with those who will feed you lies. That's what this card makes me think about, dealing with snakes in the grass that ultimately want to harm you. And the idea of snakes, this is the thing too. Can people harm you and love you? Yes. People can harm you because they love you. And the reason they do that is because they don't love themselves properly. That's toxic energy. Be careful of it. It's interesting when we talk about Dr. King now as if he was just, he's loved now. He's more of a loved figure and an understood figure more so than a Malcolm X, I still love to watch Malcolm X's his interviews on YouTube. You can find them on YouTube. I love him, his mind. And it's not, he that mind was just so powerful, so sharp. That was his gift of speech. But not just a gift of speech, the gift of being able to interpret what they were going to say before they said it, because he knew where their minds were going, always above it. That's when you're spiritual. You're always in the forefront. You already know what's going on. There are no surprises in life. If you're surprised by life all the time, then that means you need to work on your spirit. Being receptive, experiencing life in its lightest forms, removing all the heaviness, like we said. Receptivity is receiving those messages in nature when you're quiet. All right. If Spirit says, I want to give you something, I want to send you something, I want to love on you, I want you to know that you have loved, I want to send you that healing. If your heart is closed, you won't be receptive to that energy. If your mind is closed, you won't even believe that it could come in the first place. So what do we have to do first? We have to open up the heart. We have to open up the heart. We have to believe in innocence again. We have to believe in innocence. We have to play like children. We have to smile. We have to laugh. We have to believe that there's delight in the world. There's joy in the world. The systems would make you think that there's no joy. And joy only comes from these specific set of things. Money, power. Joy exists for the person that's not burdened. The interesting thing about this card is the person on the bottom is unhappy. The person that's, being carried is also unhappy. And the rooster is just confused, It's all confusion. It's nothing fun about standing on somebody's back. That's karmic energy. That's karma. Those things come back to you. Maybe you don't see it because people who sit on people's backs like this, they don't have the perception. They don't go inward. They don't know that they don't care. They don't believe in anybody else but themselves. They only see themselves. And like I said, they see themselves distortedly. But they won't learn their lessons here on earth. They won't learn it. And so talking to people like this, dealing with people like this, they will not learn their lessons here. It would have to be the hardest tower moment for them. Take somebody well, we're not going to go there. Some of them have to learn it in the spiritual world. Okay? It's not our duty all the time to carry these people on our backs. It's not. Because it keeps you from being light enough to access the knowledge with its receptivity. It's not fair. Be careful of that. Cycles, balance. Knowing that things come in time, healing happens with time. It happens with time. Calming the body with the cycles. This is the moon cycles with the moonstone. This is feminine energy. Tap it into that feminine energy, slowing the body down, looking more into those intuitive hits and those intuitive messages. The power of the feminine energy is the softer side with the intuition, which she receives messages from spirit on a regular basis if she's in tune and in touch with that side. That's the power. Spirit would tell you that that's not power. I mean, not spirit, the world. Spirit would tell you that it is power. The world would tell you that it's not power. So being in touch with the feminine energy here with the moonstone, okay? Understanding your rhythms and cycles. Women, we naturally do that because we with menstruation, and going and timing those things, we know when the body is feeling, energetic. We know when it's time to slow down. We should, if we're paying attention like we should. But it's the same thing for you. Paying attention to your highs and your lows and honoring those, and knowing that when you are not feeling it, when your energy is low, then rest. Okay, bring yourself into balance that way. Bring yourself into balance that way. You don't always have to rip and run. When you slow your body down and you honor those moments, those highs and lows of the body and the spirit, that's when you become receptive. That's when you're honoring your nature. And when you honor the body in that way, when it's time for full power, you'll have it here with this bliss. Okay? I don't know if this dragon is up here every time. Maybe so. But he prepares his body to go into the storm like this. Has to be prepared to go into the storm. He has to know the highs and lows, and he has to know when the weather conditions aren't, what he loves, which is he loves the storm. He loves to go right into it, into the eye of it. Might be resting his body. And so that's what we have to do before we head into the storms. We have to rest. Change your perspective on power. Realizing that power can be heavy, power can be light, power can be hard, power can be soft. The cycles means, when do I use one or the other? All right? That's how you bring yourself into balance. Letting this shit go. Forget it, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let's turn them over. I don't even want to see them. Peace.